So welcome to CONVERGE 2019. Just going to get the clicker. I suppose the first thing you might be thinking, why CONVERGE? Why do we call this event CONVERGE? And there's a few reasons. We're seeing industry trends converging at the moment, and we're going to elaborate a little bit more on that later. The other thing is ANSYS and PTC are partnering together, and we're excited about these partnerships, and again, we'll talk a little bit more about that, and the technologies are converging. And then lastly, this is the first time we've brought you all together, our PTC customers and our ANSYS customers, and brought you all into the same event. So we're pretty excited about that, and we hope it goes well, and we can share information and network and hopefully learn from each other. I think the last thing we wanted to show here is PTC's logo. They're sort of see how the digital world and the physical world is converging as well. So another reason why we called this the CONVERGE event. And then a big thank you to all the customers that have put together presentations and then taken time to come and present. So when you look at all the people that have contributed for this series of events, we've been very lucky, and they've been very interesting presentations, and thank you for the presenters. Now, I should introduce Paul, but I haven't really introduced myself. I think I know a lot of the faces in the crowd. So my name's Nick Goodall. I'll be doing a bit of the emceeing, and Paul will be doing a bit of the emceeing. I lead the ANSYS team at LEAP now, and Paul leads the PTC team. Paul's going to talk about some of these emerging technologies. I'll come back in a second and talk about the rest of the agenda. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Okay, so I'm excited to be here today at CONVERGE. It's an exciting event for us. It's not something we've done before, and it's really nice to see a lot of people come. So thank you for your attendance today. So I just have a few slides here. I just want to talk about a few extra topics above and beyond what we're really here for, which is the release of ANSYS 2019 and obviously the big release of Creo 6 as well for the existing customers. But what you're going to see today is a lot of other information, a lot of other technology around those releases and part of those releases and complementary to those releases. So what you see on slide here is basically a summary of a report from Deloitte recently, and they identified over a dozen key emerging technologies. These included things like 3D printing, digital design simulation, HPC computing, augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet of Things, okay? And oops, that's not what I wanted to do. That's better. And a lot of those technologies are actually going to impact and transform the way that we design, manufacture, and service products in the future. Okay? And if we drill a little bit deeper, the companies that really embrace and harness the power of these technologies are certainly going to be tomorrow's leaders. In terms of today's events, we've got 5 key areas that I want to quickly go through, and I'd like to point out on the agenda for you that relate to those key emerging technologies. Okay. So the first one is really generative design. Okay, so generative design is where the system will automatically create a design for you based on a set of system design requirements. So these can be geometry space claim requirements, they can be structural requirements, they can be manufacturability requirements. And we feed these requirements in and we let the system go away and build an optimal design solution for us. And you're going to see some more of this in the additive manufacturing section today. Next up we have real-time simulation. So real-time simulation is powered by special solvers that harness the power of GPUs. Okay, and this allows us to very quickly and easily evaluate multiple designs, particularly at a concept stage, where we can get real-time feedback, instant feedback on the results and performance of our products. In Creo and Creo 6, we see Creo Simulation Live, where this technology from ANSYS is embedded straight inside the CAD tool. Next, we have the Internet of Things. So a common challenge for engineers and designers is really to understand how their products perform and work in the real world. And IoT enables us to do that. It allows us to put sensors and take information back from those products in the real world feed that information back into the design process and lets us design better products in the future. It also provides the backbone for a digital twin where we can have a model, a simulated model of the physical item in the real world. And ANSYS and PTC particularly have worked together on some technology around building twins, the twin builder, and the last session today will be focused on that item. Next up, we have augmented reality. So we have 2 sessions today on augmented reality. We can produce augmented reality straight out of Creo, where we represent digital information in the context of the real world, typically at full scale. So we can do design reviews. We can use the cloud-hosted solution for internal and external collaboration. We also have a deeper dive session after lunch as well, where we're going to look at AR for not just design review, but for sales and marketing, for virtual showroom, but also as a replacement for traditional operation, service and maintenance instructions. And then finally, additive manufacturing. So 3D printing's been around for quite a while now, a few decades. Traditionally used for rapid prototyping of concept design, so you can look and see how the product feels before you commit to manufacture. In more recent times, a lot of companies are now looking at additive manufacturing to actually produce production parts. So within the Creo software, we can design, we can optimize, we can validate, and we can print check, all within the CAD system. And on the ANSYS side, there are some nice tools now to allow us to simulate the print build and make sure that we have minimize the number of failed prints or eliminate them completely and try and get it right first time. So a few key emerging technologies that I just wanted to point out that we're going to cover off today.